For several weeks of relative calmness in the Western Pacific, we now have severe tropical storm Yutu. This is a 26 name storm of 2018 in the Western Pacific. It is a severe tropical storm now, but it is going to become a typhoon in the near future and possibly even a super typhoon. Currently, typhoon watches have been put in place for the northern areas of the Mariana Islands, including Saipan, Guam. Not under any warnings, at least at this time, but Saipan, definitely one of the more populated islands in this island chain, are going to be looking at that threat of those winds, at least sustained over 65 knots over the course of the next 48 hours. Look at the latest track from JTWC, which is the official warning agency actually for Guam out here, because Guam and Saipan are part of the United States. They're expecting this storm to move over the Saipan area as we go ahead through Wednesday night into Thursday morning, with these winds actually sustained at 110 knots, with gust up to 135 knots, so it could be even gusting up to super typhoon level as it pushes over these northern islands. Now, these islands are made for typhoons, so it's not uncommon. We got a few strong winds already this year. Nonetheless, it is going to be a good about 12 to 24 hours, some pretty nasty weather. The good news, current track does take it north of Saipan, unfortunately still close enough to cause some damage. Now, a lot of people are asking about the extended forecast. Philippines, Okinawa, Japan, Taiwan. Who's in the forecast cone? Go back to the JTWC track, and I know this is what it looks like here, and let's say you just extrapolate it and point it right off in this direction, and you're in Okinawa going, oh no, this is coming our way. Well, that's probably not going to be the case. We do have a trough that's going to push through. We're a little bit later in the season, so when these storms get further north, they have a higher chance of getting hooked and pulled off towards the east. You can see the overall background flow, this running along the Westpac High, located right over here, and see this troughing? Well, hopefully this is a little bit further east, and that should hook it and pull this storm towards the northeast as we go ahead into the end of the week. Model consensus, for the most part, favors this. In fact, here's a look at the GFS, pulling it towards the northeast as it gets hooked off, impacting the Mariana Islands, then the Ogasawara Islands, but really leaving mainland Japan, Taiwan, and definitely well towards the east of the Philippines. In fact, all the models are showing this staying well towards the east of the Philippines, except the ECMWF. ECMWF keeps it a little bit further south, kind of tapers it off. Basically, this particular guidance, the European, overall just expects that trough to miss and holds this further towards the south. Same thing with the CMC, pulls this off towards the north, in fact, but it does linger towards the south, and here comes that hook pulling it back towards the east. So it all depends on that troughing, and that's why, according to JTBC and JMA, the long-range forecast is a pretty wide cone on it. It could linger here, pull west, or eventually go hook towards the northeast. I don't think it's going to bob down towards the Philippines at all, but I still want to leave Okinawa and Taiwan out of the picture. Everything I'm seeing today, it's kind of a tricky forecast. So right now, pretty high confidence Northern Marianas will get impacted by this storm system. Now, it could get hooked towards northeast if that trough coming out of northern Russia, it really is rather strong. In fact, let's pull this down a little bit, and you can see the low right there. That's it. So let's take a look at this. Now, I think anybody basically from the Ogasawara Islands all the way out through probably the southern Japanese islands, and eventually, if this does teeter off out here, could be impacted by the storm. It all depends on the timing, if this is going to get picked off or not and pulled towards the northeast. I would even put Taiwan, but that's probably less of a chance. Higher chance in this side of the cone, less of a chance on this side of the cone. But for those of you in Okinawa, I know it is interesting. You've been impacted by a few good typhoons this year. Another one, probably not welcomed, but hey, there it is. That's just a quick update on this storm system, guys. Severe tropical storm Yutu. I'll keep you posted. There is a good chance this is moving over very warm sea surface temperatures, though, off here towards the west, that it could become a super typhoon. So definitely a dangerous storm, regardless of where it does end up. Now, stay safe out there. I always appreciate all the feedback, and as always, thanks for watching.